Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. The road today brings me to Black Mountain, North Carolina. This is a little small town nestled in the mountains of North Carolina, about 15 minutes from Asheville. We are going to look around and explore, and you get to come with me. We're going to see just what Black Mountain has to offer, and we'll do that right after this station identification. The Hey Hey Cupcake Bakery.
Whole other boxes.
The neat thing about this town is there's lots of little shops. Something for everyone. The population of Black Mountain is a little over 8,000, and there are a lot of arts and crafts places here. Some places that you can go to and listen to music. Passengers came by rail to Black Mountain up until 1975, when the stops here ceased because everyone had cars by then, and it just wasn't worth it. Here's a photograph of the passenger train arriving at Black Mountain around 1920. So even back then it was a tourist town, with trains arriving and departing multiple times a day. This became the commercial center of the town. And this is what it looked like in 1920. And this is it today. There is a town hardware and general store. This old drink. Now let's see if there's any drinks in it. Dang, yeah. Some old school games you can buy. And a cowbell for your kids to drive you crazy. These little tractors. Cool. Wow, these toys are like retro type. Look, a little top spin. The magnet slate. How about this? Listen. It won't do it. Let's try it again. Look here, up in Black Mountain, they have Blenheim ginger ale. How about that? All the way from home. While we are here in Black Mountain, we want to go into the Museum and History Center that features a lot of famous folks from the history of Black Mountain. Let's go inside. While in Black Mountain, I learned about a story of Sarah Grudger. She was born in 1816 and she passed away in 1938, 121 years old. In 1937, Eliza was interviewed. Here's a picture of Sarah Grudger. She said, quote, "I never knowed what it was like to rest. I just worked all the time from morning till late at night. I had everything there was to do on the outside. Worked the field, chop wood, hoe corn, till sometimes I feels like my back would surely break. I done everything except split rails." She was enslaved by the Hemp Hill family in the eastern part of Buncombe County until after the Civil War. She said, "Old Master William Hemp Hill strop us good if we did anything he didn't like. He'd tie your hand before your body and whoop you just like you're a mule. Lordy, honey, I's took 1,000 lashings in my day. Sometimes my poor old body would be sore for a week." This was in her home in Asheville. She said, "I remember when my old mammies died. She lived on Reynolds Creek with other Hemp Hills. She's sick a long time. One day a white man come to see me. He say, 'Sarah, do you know your mammy was dead?' 'No,' I say, 'but I wants to see my mother before they puts her away.' I went to the house and say, 'Oh, Missy,' and that was Rosanna Jane Hemphill, 'my mother, she died today. I want to see my mother before they puts her away.' But she look at me mean and say, 'Get out of here and get back to your work before I wallop you good.' So I went back to my work with tears streaming down my face. About 2 weeks later, old Missy, she get terrible sick. Wasn't long before they put her away too, just like Mammy." Here is a chart. In 1850 census, a total population of 11,607. Of those, 107 were free black, 1,717 were slaves. And by 1860, it had grown to only 100 free blacks and 1,863 slaves. Here's a picture of George Winslow Whittington, 1900 to 1970. He was the first African-American brakeman for the North Carolina Southern Railway. And here is a picture of Mary Step Burnett Hayden from 1858 to 1956. She delivered black and white babies. Had Mary Step been born in 1958 instead of 1858, her legacy would have been very well that of a physician, pharmacist, or president of her own holistic nutrition company. Mary Louisa was born on the Step Plantation in Black Mountain to Hannah in 1832, an enslaved midwife reportedly of African Native American heritage who assisted with plantation births. Midwife was a skill passed from mother to daughter, and so Mary Louisa also entered the profession. After the emancipation, most former enslaved midwives continued serving the community, though none of them had education in medicine, and many of them had no formal education at all. They performed the duties of doctors, who in some cases would not deliver black babies. There's scales to weigh a little baby, and there's scales to weigh a human being for a penny. Here is a photograph of Lillian Exum Clement. January the 7th, 1921. She was the first female legislator in the South. Months before the 19th Amendment was ratified on August the 26th, 1920, Lillian Clement, a young lawyer from Black Mountain, was chosen by the men of Buncombe County's Democratic Party as the first female candidate. She introduced 17 bills during her tenure, 16 of which became law. These bills included a bill that allowed a woman abandoned by her husband to get a divorce 5 years rather than 10 years. And another called for private voting booths and secret ballots. And here is a automatic voting machine. Well, I hope you have enjoyed our trip here to Black Mountain, North Carolina. Quaint little town, lots of shops and restaurants. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. And please, please, share this video with your family and friends. And until next time, y'all have a good day.